Good morning, students. Students, in this lecture, we will understood about how we apply a Gauss theorem on different kind of distribution of charge. As in the previous class, we understood about the three kind of distribution of charge. One is linear charge distribution, one is spherical or aerial charge distribution, and another is the volumetric charge distribution. Okay, now for applying Gauss theorem of the three shapes which we discussed in the previous class, we just remember the simple four steps. First step is, for any kind of distribution, consider a Gaussian surface, and as you know, the speciality of Gaussian surface is that value of electric field is same at every point. Okay, that is every point on the surface, and specify the angle between E and dA, vector A or vector E में how much angle is formed, that means orientation. Step 2, calculate value of flux. As you know, this is equal to electric flux, so you need to calculate that electric flux for the surface. Then after, you need to calculate the total charge in the surface. If the charge is distributed across the line, so you can use the charge is distributed linearly, that is lambda L, where lambda is the linear charge distribution. And if it is a plane charge or plane sheet, so you can use this sigma A. And if the distribution of charge is volumetric, you can use the particular kind of distribution of charge. Then after, step 4, apply Gauss theorem, that is flux is equal to E surface integral, this is also the surface integral of vector E dot vector ds, which is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times of Q. Okay, these are the simple steps which you need to remember for calculation of electric field, any kind of distribution. Okay, now next we calculate the value of electric field for different kind of distribution by using this Gauss law. Okay, so first you have, first application is electric field due to infinitely charged linear wire. Okay, okay, so let we have a line wire, okay, which is infinitely charged. Okay, let the length of this wire is L. Okay, and charge Q is distributed per unit length, that is lambda L. As you know that linear charge density lambda is equal to Q upon L. This is the particular situation. Okay, you need to calculate the electric field due to this line wire, which is uniformly charged till its complete length. For this, first step is to consider a Gaussian surface. As explained that for a linear charge distribution you need to take a cylindrical Gaussian surface, this. Okay, then okay, now a cylindrical Gaussian surface has three faces. One is S1 or surface 1, which is a flat surface. Okay, another is S2, which is a curved surface, curved, and another one is S3, which is again a flat surface. Okay, so these are the particular specification for a curved Gaussian surface, which is in the form of cylinder. Now, as you know, the electric field is passing from the positive charge outward. This is the direction of electric field for surface S2, and at that point the direction of area vector is again in the same direction, so you can use here the theta is equal to 0 degree. Okay, at every point on the curved surface. Similarly, at this is the direction of electric field and the direction of this surface. These all are the curved surface, and if we calculate at the other side, you can another find that the electric field is at 90 and the area vector for this is ds in the same direction. So for this particular case theta is also 0 degree. So it is very clearly observed by you that for a curved surface like this is basically curved point or curved surface for a cylinder, and these are the two flat surfaces. Okay, so another point, at the flat surface here the electric field is in the same direction as we observed here. Okay, these are the direction of electric field, but the direction of area vector ds for this particular surface is at 90 degree, which means for the flat surface the theta is 90 degree for surface S1, and similarly the theta is also for S3 is again 90 degree. Theta is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so these are the specification about the electric field which is you observe in the same direction with the same distance. Now we considered here this is surface S2. For this surface S2 here is a point P. This is actually the point P where need to calculate electric field by this line wire. Okay, now step 1, that is consider let a linear wire have infinitely charge Q distributed over whole length. L, which is given by Q is equal to lambda L. Okay, now consideration of the Gaussian surface. Consider a cylindrical Gaussian surface having linear wire as its axis, which is a natural axis. Okay, so this is a natural axis. The specification, the electric field at every point for the surface is seen at all. Okay, same at all. And angle between E and DA for curved surface is 0 degree, and for flat surface is 90 degree. Okay, this is all about the consideration of a Gaussian surface and the specifying the angle between the two. Okay, now next is, this is your first point, and now second point is calculation of flux. The electric flux phi through the surface is calculated as phi is equal to closed integral of surface E ds, that is E ds cos theta. Okay, now because the cylinder or considered Gaussian surface have the three surfaces, you need to calculate the flux for the three surface. So for S1, which is your flat surface, E ds cos 90 degree, plus for surface S2, E ds cos 0 degree, and for surface S3, E ds cos 90 degree. Okay, as you observe here, the value of cos 90 is 0. The value of cos 90 is 0. So these two values become 0 and this is 1. Therefore, the closed integral vector E ds is equal to E ds. Okay, and as the total charge, according to the property of the charge is always distributed on the surface of the conductor. So this whole charge is distributed over the boundaries of this surface, which means on the curved line. So here we use E into 2 pi RL, where surface integral ds is equal to 2 pi RL CSA of cylinder. Clear? This is your equation or closed integral E ds is equal to E into 2 pi RL. This is your equation first. Clear? Now next, third point, where you need to calculate the total charge enclosing within the surface. Total charge enclosed within the surface is given by Q equal to lambda L. Okay, therefore next is step 4, and in the step 4 you need to calculate according to Gauss theorem, according to Gauss's law. The flux is equal to E dot ds is equal to Q upon epsilon naught, which means the closed integral of the surface vector E ds is equal to lambda L upon epsilon naught. This is your equation second. Now you need to equate the two equations. Equation 1 equal to equation 2. We get from here E into 2 pi RL is equal to lambda L upon epsilon naught. Now here this L cancel this, and you will calculate from here the value of electric field for this surface, 2 pi epsilon naught R. Okay, so this is the required result. Required expression. Very easy. Consider step 1, Gaussian surface, specify angle for the particular surface, then calculate electric flux with the help of the electric flux method. Then after, calculate the total charge enclosed within the surface, and because it is linear charge distribution, so we are using Q is equal to lambda L. Then after, according to Gauss theorem, the flux is given by Q upon lambda, that is this and then need to equate the two situations. One is according to the definition of electric flux and another is according to the statement of Gauss's law. When we calculate the two, we get the result, that is lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught r. Okay. Next. Okay students, next application we have electric field due to infinitely charged plane sheet. This we have a plane sheet which have the equal charge distribution and the charge Q is distributed over the surface of area A. The charge distribution is areal, so it is equal to sigma. Okay, equal to sigma. Now the total charge after calculation, as you know that surface charge density is charge distributed per unit area, you can calculate that Q is equal to sigma A. Clear? Now for this particular surface you need to consider a cylindrical Gaussian surface. How we calculate or how we consider it, just find. Observe here. In this way, here the part, okay, first understood about, suppose you have a uniformly charged distributed sphere and this is a cylinder which is actually hollow. When you pass the cylinder as crossing the surface from any point, okay, so the charge distributed or this sheet or some part of this sheet is crosses and remain with the cylinder at anywhere in this cylinder, okay, like this. You also considered it or observe it when a hollow thing is crosses a sheet, some part of that sheet is also remain in the sphere. Okay, so just I will form this for you. When you see this, you can observe this like that as a sphere because the cross section of the sphere is circular. So in this circle you get some charges remain with the sphere after crossing the area or after crossing the field. This is the special situation and we need to calculate this. Okay, now we have the three surfaces. One is S1, another is S2 and another is S3. As you know, this is curved surface and these two are the flat surfaces. Now because this is the charge, so electric field are moving. If this is the axis of the cylinder, then the electric charge is moving parallel to its axis. This is the direction of electric field line. Okay, these are the direction of electric field line. And in the left side, the direction of electric field line is again is the same. Now the area vector is also for this surface S1 in the same direction. Okay, area vector is also in the same direction, that is ds. Okay, so you can easily observe for the flat surface the angle is 0 degree here and other side also, but for the curved surface the area vector at this point is this, that is ds, and making an angle with the electric field, because electric field is parallel, this is the direction of electric field, and the area vector is at 90 degree. So theta is 90 degree for curved surface. Okay, now it is very easily clear to you how you can consider a Gaussian surface for a infinitely charged plane sheet. Okay, now let a plane sheet of area A having uniform surface charge distribution, distribution sigma over the surface, okay, that is Q is equal to sigma A. Okay, now you need to consider a Gaussian surface. Consider a Gaussian surface, Gaussian cylindrical surface crosses normally through the plane sheet of through the charged sheet. Okay, now electric field at every point is same and outwards parallel to axis of cylinder. Okay, now specification about the angles. angle between E, vector E and dA for curved surface is 90 degree and for flat surface is 0 degree. This is all about the Gaussian surface and specification of angle. This is your point 1. Now point 2 is the electric flux is calculated as closed integral of surface vector E dot vector ds is equal to closed integral surface E ds cos theta. Now because it is a cylindrical surface, we use here surface S1 E ds cos 0 degree plus surface S2 E ds cos 90 degree and for surface S3 E ds cos 0 degree. As surface S1 and S2 are the flat surface and the specified angle are 0 degree, and for the curved surface the value is 90 degree. Therefore you easily observe this result will become 0 and the two result EDS cos 0 degree, EDS cos 0 degree added each other, and you calculate this surface integral EDS is equal to 2E ds. Okay, because the area of the charge sheet is A, so you can use here this surface integral E dot ds is equal to 2E into A. This is your equation first. Okay, now the third point is total charge enclosed within the surface, is Q is equal to sigma A, which we explained in the theory. Therefore, step 4, which is according to Gauss's law, electric flux through the surface EDS is equal to Q upon epsilon naught, which is equal to sigma A upon epsilon naught. Clear? This is your equation second. Now on equating equation 1 equal to equation 2, we get from here 2E into A equal to sigma A upon epsilon naught. Now this sig A cancel and we get from here the result electric field sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Okay, this is the required result. Here student, it is very clear. Sigma is the surface charge density which is infinitely charged, and epsilon is a constant. So both values are constant, which means the electric field due to the infinitely charged plane sheet is not depend on the distance from the considered surface. The value of electric field for this particular case is same at every point. एक छोटा सा नोट देख लेते हैं, which is, as you know, sigma is equal to Q upon A. This is basically only note. Sigma is equal to Q upon A. And which kind of part of the charge sheet is remain in the cylinder? So answer is spherical. Spherical part. And for the spherical part, A is equal to 4 pi r square. By using this result here, we get sigma is equal to Q upon 4 pi r square. Okay. Now this result use here, you can calculate that E is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square, that is E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. Okay, which means the result is exactly same as the point charge, because of this surface a point or very small part is remain with the considered surface. Okay, therefore this result is equal to as similar as the distribution due to the point charge. Okay, note this, we have some special case for the particular type of distribution. We will discuss it in the next class. Thank you.